Hey guys, welcome back to Puff It Louda, and welcome back to Steam Prison, where we will be going to the depths. I have no idea where it is or what to expect, so let's just bleh. A vehicle to go back and forth between our country and the depths. Oops. Our country was high up in the sky, far above ground level. Oh, that explains a lot. Once upon a time, the world had suffered a flood. Our ancestors had been the only ones to anticipate the disaster. They built our country. The flood rolled back long ago, and in its wake, the survivors on the ground live in a state of anarchy. I can't imagine what's able to send us there and bring us back. I turned the question over and over in my head. He said we'd understand. I'm very curious. Finn, walking beside me, suddenly stopped dead in his tracks. What's wrong? Oh. Saint Yun. It was Yun Sekiye, our country's greatest saint. He was ageless and immortal. He was our Hierophant, blessed by God, and everyone revered him. Also, I think I said the same line in the first episode. I was no exception to that reverence. The moment I saw him, my heart began to flutter. What's His Grace doing here? The police barracks were inside the temple, His Grace's residence, so meeting him was not out of the question. But the temple was extremely large, so meeting him wasn't especially likely either. What are we gonna do? Finn, come here! I bowed my head and moved it out of the way as His Grace passed. I heard his footsteps. With steps slower than my own heartbeat, His Grace Yun was about to pass me by. I was so startled that I gave it a little jolt of surprise. I'm very sorry. Oh, a child. Slowly I raised my head and met His Grace's gaze. I resisted the urge to immediately avert my eyes and began to speak instead. How may we be of assistance? His Grace began to walk away immediately. We watched him as he departed. Yeah, same for me. As my heartbeat slowly went back to normal, I felt a profound happiness. I didn't just see him, I talked to him. Mother won't believe it when I tell her. After talking to His Grace, today's going to be a great day. I headed towards the station with Finn. So we are a country in the sky, and like the Earth is the depths, isn't it? I don't know. What is this place? The hallway went on and on. At the end of it was a door. When we opened it, an incredible sight lay before us. The weather outside the temple was sunny, but the light coming through the stained glass windows was murky, making the room quite dark. The silence was oppressive, and I was uncomfortably conscious of my own breathing. Is this the station? I ventured a few steps inside, looking around. I was expecting to see a guide or employee, but there was nobody. How do we get from here to the depths? Finn, do you have any ideas? Yeah, it doesn't smell of livestock in here. Maybe they're bringing a carriage. We still have a bit of time. Let's wait on the sofa over there. A red envelope lay on the sofa. Did someone forget this? It has our names on it. Krimu, Testella, and Finn Euclase. I turned the letter over. There was no sender, only the temple seal. What a terrible system. What if we missed noticing it? I glanced around again. We were completely alone. I broke the seal. There were 2 letters inside, each folded once. They seemed to be identical. Here, take one. Lift usage instructions. Oh, I see. It's a manual.
そのようですね。本書は下界と我が国をつなぐリフトの搭乗規則を記したものである。なお、便宜上我が国を上界とする。
So we live in the heights.
当リフトの運用の主な目的は下界への受刑者移送である。当リフトの運行時間は以下の通りである。上界から下界への移送は原則日ごとあるが、上界への移送は不定期である。緊急時及び非常時を除き、リフトは定められた時間にのみ発着する。遅刻は自己責任とし、新館員は一切の責任を負わない。
Whoops. If we miss the red back, we're stuck in the depths, huh?
そのようですね。戻ってこられないなんて絶対に嫌です。長居しないよう気をつけましょう。
Finn gave a nod and then put the letter back into the envelope. He stashed the envelope in his pocket. So, where's this promised lift? It's almost time. Whoa! Startled by the vibrations, I jumped up. I didn't have a chance to do anything else before the floor in the center of the room rose up. Okay. What is that? As if by magic, the floor was rising into the air. A tube came into view below it, made of what looked like glass engraved with complex symbols. I've never seen anything like this before. Finn didn't seem to know any more than I did, staring dumbfounded at the bright light. It doesn't look like a weapon, but... I'm just going to take a look. We have to find out if it's a weapon. I slowly approached the light, keeping my hand on my sword hilt. What is this? Is this glass? I reached out. A little chime rang, and the bright object parted sideways where I touched it. A current of air blew out, ruffling my hair. Perhaps this is it. Finn was thinking along the same lines. This is very strange. There's no horse or ox. How does it move us to the depths then?
わかりません。でも、これで移動するのだとしたら、入らないわけにはいけませんね。
Finn's expression was extremely hesitant. He was just as uncertain about this object as I was. I wish they'd at least written lift on it somewhere. There was no discernible writing on it anywhere that I could see. We can't just stand around here. You're right, we need to enter. There was still a chance that it was dangerous, though. I had to make a decision. Should I go first, or should Finn? I'm not gonna be like, fuck you, Finn, you can go first. Like, let's just go through together so that neither of us get ditched, right? We don't have time to think. According to the instruction letters, departure was imminent. We'll investigate together. Come on, Finn. In we go! The space inside could fit 3 or 4 people comfortably. It was completely empty. There wasn't even any dust. So, what are we supposed to do now? Oh shit. The door! The glass door closed again, and the floor began to tremble. As we descended, the light dimmed until it was gone completely. Is this the lift? Being moved by the vibrating mechanism was very unsettling. Oh god, don't throw up. Finn was in obvious discomfort. He covered his mouth with his hand. She said the same thing that I did. Don't throw up. I don't want you throwing up in this tiny space. Eventually, the vibration stopped, and the glass door slid open. Outside, we saw... this. I was speechless. Finn murmured something about a room. I don't see any horses. This is just a cramped little space. How is... Whoa! The ground jolted. I grabbed instinctively at Finn's uniform to steady myself. I'm fine. Calm down, Finn. I'm the one who needs to calm down. I let go of Finn's uniform and did my best to compose myself. What's this? When the shaking stopped, a voice spoke to us. Finn and I looked around, but we were the only ones present.
ご着席の上、到着までお待ちください。
Good lord. Is it over? The room had no windows. I had no idea what the outside looked like. I had my share of apprehensions, but it was too late to turn back now. I guess we should do as the voice said and sit down. Finn sat down on the seat opposite to me.
俺たちどこに連れて行かれるんでしょうね。
The depths, obviously. Finn gave me a startled look, blushed, and then looked away.
そうでしたね。すみません。非現実的なことの連続で忘れていました。
I sympathize. The depths are a wasteland barely fit to be used as a penal colony. I never expected to be sent there without committing a crime. This is an important experience. Let's get as much as we can out of it. Finn nodded in agreement. I couldn't think of anything else to chat about. The rumble of the lift filled the quiet. I wonder if I should be saying something. Sitting in silence with Finn didn't bother me at all, but still. What would be a good topic? Finn cleared his throat, offering a timid attempt at conversation. Wow, I can't speak.
あなたはどうして警察官になろうと思ったんですか？
That's out of the blue.
すみません。警察官にならなければ下界へ行くことはなかっただろうなと考えていたら少し気になって。試験制度があるとはいえ、女性の活躍は難しい職です。なのに、どうしてこの道を進もうと思ったんですか？
That's a long story. Do you still want to hear it?
大丈夫です。俺好きなので。
Alright, then I'll tell you. I'm sure you know, the Destellas have been politicians for generations. My grandfather was a politician with a very strong sense of justice. He was often criticized, but the people liked him. Flashback time. He used to help those in need wherever he could. I really admired that. But I'm too impatient and impulsive. I wanted to be like my grandfather, but I was just not able to picture myself as a politician. Then something happened when I was 13. I can't find it. It was the day after my 13th birthday. My gift from my mother had been a pendant. It was a family heirloom. I should have put it away for safekeeping. Instead, I had been so happy that I had worn it everywhere. I had been very careful, and yet somehow still managed to lose it. To make matters worse, I had no idea where it might have happened. What should I do? I could never tell my parents that I had lost the pendant within a day. I spent a long time searching. This is where I noticed it was gone. I hope I can find it here. What are you looking for over there? I don't know who it is. I think it's her grandpa. I turned around and saw a large man. Oh, never mind. It's not her grandpa. It's a police officer. A police officer. A police officer! Taken aback by how large his frame loomed over me, I shook my head. It doesn't concern you. Of course it does. It's almost night. You have to go home. I can't. Why not? Because I haven't found it yet. What are you looking for? Where's your home? I'll walk you there. I'm fine. Goodbye. What now? I still have to look for it. I knew if my parents saw a police officer escort me home, however, they'd be suspicious. If they found out about the lost pendant, I was sure to be in dire trouble. Tomorrow. I'll look for it again tomorrow. When I got home, my mother remarked on my lateness. We ate dinner together. It was all of my favorite dishes. But I felt so incredibly sad about losing something so important to the family, and so I didn't enjoy a single mouthful. When we had finished eating, I went to my room and sat down on my bed. I want it to be tomorrow already. The next day, I would be able to look for it again. Despite my best efforts to fall asleep, I remained wide awake. What do I do if I don't find it? They told me that it was important to us. The pain and sadness in my heart seemed to crush me. Later, deciding sleep was impossible, I crept out of the house. I just need a little longer. Even if I'd never found it, I needed to know I tried as hard as I could. It's so dark and... I was alone in town. It was very quiet. I felt like someone was watching me from the shadows. A cold shiver ran up my spine. I'll be fine. Nobody's there. I'll be fine. I repeated that like a mantra to myself as I searched. You again. You! It was the same police officer from earlier. I froze, paralyzed by the sight of the person I least wanted to see. Your parents must be worried about their child being out at such a late hour. He told me to go home and reached towards me. I told him I was fine and swatted his hand aside with a glare. They don't know I'm here. That's no excuse for doing something dangerous. Please leave me alone. I can't go home until I find it. You haven't found what you're searching for? I nodded. I need to find it, otherwise my parents will be sad. I couldn't say the words. My throat burned. My nose was stinging. I could feel the tears start to well. I never meant to make them sad. I hated myself for crying in front of a man I didn't know, but I couldn't hold it back. I stared at the ground, wiping my eyes in the hopes that I could hide my sorrow. It seems to be something very important to you. I nodded vigorously, unable to speak. Perhaps it's this. Huh. This is my... oh, this is the voice I gave him! Okay! I'm glad it's yours. I hoped that from the moment I found it. If it was yours, then I didn't need to worry. Worry? Yeah, because once you had it, you'd go home, right? I'm very sorry. Don't worry about it anymore. Where do you live? I'll walk you to the area. Yay! Thank you very much. If it's important to you, don't lose it again. I won't! The house was dark. My parents hadn't realized I was gone. Mr. Police Officer, are you hungry? Hungry? Yes. My father always tells me to be nice to people who are nice to me. My father bought me chocolate yesterday. I'll give it to you. Please, wait here. Oh, don't worry about it. Always faithful. Serving the people is my job as an officer. I don't need anything. But... You don't want them to find out you're gone, right? Go inside. Okay, thank you. Until that day, I always saw police officers as people who just walked around the city. It really changed my view of them. I wanted to become an officer just like him. That's all. Did that sate your curiosity? That was the dumbest story I've ever heard. You're welcome. It's strange. We've been partnered for 2 years, yet I've never told you that story until now. It's just an old memory, nothing precious. This, on the other hand, is precious. Yep, this is the pendant my mother gave me, the Testella heirloom. I'm always careful to keep from losing it now. You've never told me why you've became an officer either. Do you want to... Wrecked. You heard it. You'll have to tell me another time. In that case, I expect epic amounts of drama and lamentation. There was a flight of stairs, which I walked down carefully. I didn't want to stumble. What the hell? A damp smell permeated the air. These are the depths. Rusted machinery and uneven pillars surrounded us. Through the pillars, I could see a plain, all gray and brown. Beyond the plain were buildings. Same here. I thought it was going to be the basement. You were thinking it would be more savage? Same here. But this is all out in the open, not enclosed. This seems more like uncharted territory than a jail. Oh. Oh, hello. And you are? Hound. Sachsen Brandenburg. Oh, Jesus. Hounds?
ええ、新館員から視察者を案内しろという通達を参上しました。
From the temple? I retrieved my letter and read it through again. Hounds. It doesn't mention that.
当然です。上界の上品な方々は知る必要のない組織ですので。
Rip.
我々ハウンズの主な仕事は上界から送られた罪人の取り締まりおよび管理、いわゆる監守役です。メンバーは私を含め全員が上界出身。警察官と同じく新館員が管轄している部署の一つです。
I see, but Sir Satchson presented a tidy exterior and showed no hostility. Still, something just... I couldn't pinpoint the cause of my unease, so I shook my head. I understand the nature of your organization, the Hounds, now. Still, we know nothing about this place. We will stay on alert. Anything might happen. Don't drop your guard, Finn.
わかりました。
勇ましいですね。女性ながら警察官になるだけのことは。
Okay, I may be a woman, huh? The condescension was nothing new for me, but it still made me square my shoulders and straighten my back. I'm Krimu Tistella, a rank 1 temple police officer. This is Finn Euclase, same rank. We've come here as part of our promotion examination. Thank you for being our guide.
ええ、では行きましょう。
Sir Satchson turned on his heel, setting off with quiet steps. Finn and I followed him side by side. We walked towards a large building, visible in the distance. I assumed it was our destination. The depths. We're surrounded by a wall here, just like in the heights. Is that?
どうしました？
Behind us in the wall there. Isn't that an exit? I paused, pointing in the direction of the distant wall. It surrounded the city on all sides, except for the place that looked like an opening.
あれは視察と関係ありません。
And we are going to stop here with Satchson Brandenburg or whatever. I'm save. What a weirdo. I don't know how I feel about this. This is getting intense. I don't know what's going on, but I really hope that everything's fine and we don't get attacked. It sounds like... So the Heights is like this one pillar of like ground that we live in, and then we have the poor like criminals area on the earth, but this is also blocked off with walls. So then what's outside of that? I don't know, whatever. Next episode we will go with Brandenburger to to prison, I guess.